This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the owner of the RV has temporarily designated him the man responsible for its safety and appropriate use. Tally answers the phone when the 411 call comes in. As is so often the case, he faces a dilemma. It's not clear what's going on in Seabrook, and no one's going to know more until Vesna arrives 30 minutes hence. Jason wonders, should he break down at this scene and rush halfway across the state without any confirmation of who's called or what's going on? His crew is sleepy, and the RV is low on gas. But its presence is not really needed at City Hall now. He makes a decision to break away and try to learn more while refueling the machine. Ryan, Antigone, and Meg rush back to Marv and try to get some sleep in their seats while the wide-awake Jason drives to a gas station. As he pulls into the local fuel shop, the clock turns 2:30. It's half an hour since the first call came in. T plus 30. Meanwhile, Vesna is approaching the scene, alone and nervous. At 2:45, she calls Porcupine 911 from a few hundred yards away to report that there are in fact a dozen apparent police vehicles outside the address. She has binoculars and confirms what looks like a so-called crime scene. Like the previous call, this one is a live conversation with the Montana attorney. The recording of the conversation is automatically broadcast to hundreds of email addresses, almost live. Most of the email addresses belong to New Hampshire liberty activists. One is a late-nighter in nearby Epping who rushes to the scene himself. Vesna hangs up and drives closer, camera at the ready on the seat beside her. She pulls over without incident 50 yards from the address and exits the vehicle.
On the street for their own safety.
She innocuously approaches a cop without recording. She asks him what's happening, and the officer confirms most of the limited details in the original call. He says the detainees will be processed at Hampton Town Hall, and, because of local overcrowding, they'll probably spend the night at the Stratford County Jail. Vesna thanks the officer, places a call to Porcupine 411, and adds her details. Now it is 3 a.m., T plus 60 minutes. The Montana operator calls Tally again to inform him of the confirmation and provides him Vesna's cell number. Tally decides he'll drive toward the scene and continue collecting information. While Ryan and Tig sleep, Meg gives up on that and decides to stay on duty during the trip. As Marv pulls out of the gas station, Vesna begins to have problems. The kinds of problems that simply draw more interest from the public. Using her camera's night vision, she enters the strip club's parking lot and rolls shaky images of a scantily clad blonde being placed in a police car. Two officers approach and ask the novice videographer what she's doing. In appreciation for the previous officer's openness, she gives them a bit of info, informs them she is an independent journalist. She video records the entire interaction and informs police she's audio taping. But her camera does not have live upload capability. The police demand Vesna leave the parking lot. She complies. But minutes later, the Epping activist arrives. It's now 3:15 a.m., T plus 75. Vesna recognizes the activist, who has arrived without any accessories. She hands her camera to him and lets him try his hand at the parking lot. Before he gets any tape, the same police approach and repeat the performance they gave Vesna, only a little ruder this time. He refuses to answer any questions, records the whole conversation, and also returns to the right-of-way when ordered. He gives the camera back to Vesna, and they try to gather what images they can from where they are. She rolls another shaky image of figures being placed in vehicles, and her microphone records the sound of a woman screaming her objections. Later, the young woman who made the original call approaches Vesna. She explains that the cop took her phone but gave it back and didn't arrest her. She says her ride home has been arrested, and Vesna offers her a berth in the little Vesna-mobile. It's only 15 degrees, but Vesna has a sort of crude rescue kit in the trunk for just this purpose. She offers the dancer a spare coat and hat. By 3:30 a.m., it's clear that the scene is rapidly dying down. Vesna calls Jason and redirects the RV toward Town Hall, where the arrestees are to be processed. She and the Epping activist return to their vehicles and head to Town Hall as well. She has a Gadsden flag in the trunk and some sign-making material. She also has a cold, scared dancer in the passenger seat. You know how I'm always talking about the fact that if you go to the State House and you swing your fist, you hit a member of the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance. Well, I've never actually showed you any video of the way the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is able to just pack the State House full of liberty activists. Take a look at this. On this day, we had about 30 activists, I think, to fight for more freedom in New Hampshire and prevent the State House from passing bad bills. There have been times where we've had more like 50. Here they are meeting with the governor the same day. And they've had quite a bit of legislative success, too. That's why I'm a member of the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance, and hope you will be too. Find out more at nhliberty.org. nhliberty.org.
Why are you laughing?